Hello, hello, and welcome back. I am so excited to have you all here. So, I am gonna show you guys the new setup. Um, I've been doing a lot of martial artist stuff, and I've been trying to find something I really enjoy playing, something that feels fluid, and something that is powerful as well. I finally found it. This entire build is focused around the Atziri's Contempt Spear. If you don't know what it is, here it is. And the cool part about it is this ability. You get 30 blood lances in something, and you pull them out, and it go boom. However, this is really great in large packs, or if you don't have large packs and you only have one guy, you use an ice wall, and now that's a large pack. So you do that, and then you blow it up. I mean, just look at it. It looks just so good. Actually, while I've got you here, I was gonna go back to see if this, I was doing a test. Oh yeah, I forgot. I think I want the quick cast speed. So anyway, if I run out, I'll throw in the backside support. But so it seems to be working a little better like this. A lot more explosions. So, things at play here that are important about this build. The spear, obviously. This is a necessity. Martial artist with stone fist, converting these into these. If you don't know, chance to grant charges to allies in your presence gets granted by stone fist to these little shadow clones. So when you have 3 of them, you're getting lots of charges. Something's weird and bugged, and I don't get frenzy charges unless I hit my own hollow form bells, or not hollow form, hollow focus spells, and my hollow focus spells don't tend to appear all the time. So that's kind of weird and problematic, but we'll address that at a later date. But for now, things that I want to do, I am missing. What am I missing in this? Oh, do I have magnified area in there? No, okay. Oh no, wait. The magnified area, I actually want conch. Actually, I lied. So, the issue with conch and concentrated area, magnified area, are that they actually make the bells spawn farther and closer to you. So even though it recommends this, because the explosion's bigger, the explosion isn't super important. Sizes, it's not like doing a ton of damage or anything. So I kind of want some more utility. You're just gonna go on this journey with me. I thought I already had second one. No, I don't. Does this shock? I don't know that this shocks. Do living lightning... I think they electrocute, but... eh. Sorry, I did not anticipate doing this part. I was just going to give you a quick rundown of the build, but I realized that I am missing. Let's just make sure the builds stay up. That's fine. And the other thing is I just put a socket on this. Even though it's a 19, you can add now, and so I have to remember which one I took off, and it is cadence, because I shouldn't be doing it that much faster. So main things about this build. Important things. Tribal Fury, Strike Splash. That means however many people you hit with enough AoE, you're going to hit, if you hit 10 enemies, those 10 enemies are going to splash the damage on to each other, so you're getting 10 times damage. It's wonderful. I need to test how the interaction with both the Atziri spears and with application and with ice walls, but it just feels better. Ice walls gives your ice crystals a lot more life. That's important, but not mandatory, just important. The reason I will show you in a second. Like I said, this is mandatory. This gives you your charges. Those are the things that are mandatory. Everything else is a side thing. So I'll just let you look at the gear a little bit. These two items are relatively cheap and give you a lot of evasion and deflection. And then this quality of all skills is great. This flask isn't mandatory, but it's nice. The big deal about all this is to show you that my big defensive layer is that I take a little under, I like it to be a little under half of my damage from my mana. And the reason for that is the other very important part. From nothing on Ancestral Bond, not that well. When I got it, it was very cheap, and it gets you these notes. And these notes say recover 5, 7, 9, 11% of your mana whenever you consume a power charge. I'm going to have you look at the power charges. Like, you're seeing it. See how we can consume, well, if you want to know how much we can consume, well, you can't tell because I'm not getting my more attack speed from charge regulation unless I'm out fighting in maps, but just without the more, we are doing almost, so it gets over 4 attacks a second. So if I'm getting, let's just say 10% of my half my life pool back 4 times a second, I'm getting 40%, 44% of my mana back every second. And that is extremely powerful when you combine it with the fact that I'm only getting hit, and this isn't up either, so I'm only getting hit that percentage of the time. A lot of my physical's getting mitigated. I have res caps. I'm taking another 5% physical out of the equation as a random element with this. You don't need this. This was just to save a couple points. This is probably the most expensive item I have in the build. I think it was like 3 or 4 divine. And it's like, but I was just pathed here, and I wanted to come out here and get this extra deflection, so I saved those points by getting this and got out here. Not necessary, not even a little bit. But while we're here, I'll let you look at this. I don't know how accuracy works with melee, but I think it's pretty, or with the hollow form melee at ranged. I don't know how it works, but my assumption is that I'm pretty accurate, even though I have no accuracy from dexterity, because I have chosen to get the heroic tragedy, and it allows this to get converted and say no inherent bonus from dexterity, 1% armor. Honestly, like, let's see. My armor is, well, it's higher when I'm in the combat, but, you know, that is it's substantial, but it's not like break the game, you know. It's fine without it. I don't know, this was very cheap too. All my stuff's very cheap. Getting one of these with Ice Crystal Life, it exalts, like, super cheap. The rest of it's not important. I mean, get what you can. You kind of probably have an idea if you played long enough what's good and what's not. Getting a lot of skill speed, and then the biggest change that I made recently is to do a hard weapon swap between attack speed and area of attacks to cast speed and area of spells and mana cost efficiency, because I'm dying. Why am I dying? What's happening here? I'm at 1 life. What did I do? Very strange. That made me lose my train of thought. Oh yeah, you can see casting, that's the biggest cost of mana in the build. Nothing else is even moving my mana. But it's almost, it immediately, as long as you're holding this down, it almost immediately comes in. I did throw together some little Thunderous Sleep tech, but it was really just for mobility, but then it's got a lot of extra stuff. But the main takeaway there is that, hang on, not too important. The big thing is my weapon swap is to a 7 level of 7 cold skills plus an extra, so I'm getting 8 levels to cold skills. And the important part about this is the levels, because I am scaling my Frost Walls health into the moon and setting it for only weapon swap 2. And the reason for that is because my main move is socketed with this. This is the only other thing that I feel like is a big part of the build. The rest of the stuff is kind of optional, but this damage as extra goes hard. If I take this, throw it in here, 23,000, and I go boom, that is almost a double damage. So yeah, do double damage on an attack that does 4 attacks a second. We love in life. We love in life. So one of the other cool things, you know, Wind Dance, which I don't know if, I thought they fixed it, but my Wind Dance things fall off when I switch and it resets every time. It comes back pretty fast, so I'm not really concerned about it. I like the defensive layer of when something does finally hit me, it getting knocked back and knocked back farther. It gets blinded and increases the effective blind, which makes them harder to hit. It maims them, and that maim, I believe, unless something has changed, is still multiplicative with temporal chains. And add all that together, they get chilled, they get maimed, they get temporal chains, they get real slow. And when they're real slow, they don't do much to you. And when they do finally do something to you, they usually miss. And when they do finally get to you, finally do hit you, and it gets deflected most of the time, and if 40% less damage, and if it finally does hit you and doesn't get deflected, even a big hit through all my defensive layers, whether it's the almost 70% from, or probably 70% when I have my buffs up, yeah, 72% mitigation from there, or I know that armor isn't real, but whatever, or the 75% here. Half of it goes to the mana, and half of it goes against this energy shield, and and then if that happens, it starts to get regen through this. So if they just happen to get super lucky and land a couple hits on me, then it finally gets through to the life. I've already regened the mana. I'm already starting to regen the energy shield. It just is, it's real hard to do the thing through it. So, some other things I'm doing. This is just a full offensive belt. I doubled down on attack speed and physical hits. This used to just be a fat resistance belt. No problem with that. The other cool thing to do is if you don't want to run Warrior Invictus and you want to use just a full evasion setup, one of the things I was using there for a while, let's see if I can find her, right there. This guy, the extra freeze duration, the extra, if you get one with 20% or even corrupted to more here, is actually kind of dope. And this evasion rate being doubled if you haven't been hit recently is very strong. If you want to do a full evasion setup, I would just replace this with, am I going to be able to find it? My favorite belt. So you're going to lose a ton of armor by doing that. The only armor you're going to have for the full evasion setup is gain 30% of your evasion as extra armor, but then that armor getting doubled, yes, it is only going to go to a maximum of 50%, but it's almost always going to be that maximum 50% against big hits. And if half of it goes to, and it has to go through these 3 layers, that's okay. That is how I ran the build for a very long time until I felt like I could go more offensive. So, another weird little tech I do, I have historically almost always ran a freeze charm, a stun charm, and a slow charm so that I just don't get CC'd. And now I run these with guard because these 3 different elements together with that take 5% physical as a random element means no matter what of the only thing that gets through is chaos, and it otherwise you're getting some guard, and that guard is just another 500, almost 400 to 500 on top of all these defensive layers. So this build is very tanky. I could sacrifice a lot of defense for offense, and I don't, and yeah. So I think I've hovered over every piece of gear. I think I've shown all this. I will link my PoE Ninja. Can I show it? Oh, did I just freeze my game? Bother. Well, awesome. Well, hang tight there for a second. Not shaping up to be my best video. Okay, so I've gone over those. The other thing that's important is Hollow Form, Rake, the All-Star. You know, normally you have to deal with that 0.4 second total attack time, and to get a strike skill that procs Tribal Fury that is also an AoE, they always put a downside. They always put a downside, and yeah, so being able to make 3 of those 4 times a second, essentially, so I'm getting essentially 7 rakes a second, because I get 3 shadow clones, and for like 3 rakes, it is just so cool. These are the things, if you don't know, when in hollow form, this is just attack speed. You never get the rage, so you just get attack speed. I assume, yeah, that it doesn't like get weird with the guys, but I guess I haven't tested it, but that's my assumption. I throw those in there because I think they're electrocuting people. I can't be sure on that, but this again hits against the bell always crit, so you get the extra exposure, get an extra bell, get some cooldown on there. Definitely want the area so that these booms go boomier, but also having these things to make them go faster. This is the big damage boost, almost double damage. And then I just put this in. Leeched by supported skills is not removed at full life, because I didn't even notice when I first started, but this gives a lot of leech. So, and it leeches with the different elements. So, very cool. And I don't believe, yeah, it just says, let me find it. It's elemental damage. So the cold that you're getting from Rurius, to round it out, is boosted too. Purity of Ice, I got this guy going for the extra cold damage, but also for the spirit. You can get these really cheap. I just YOLO corrupted a second socket on this one, which was cool. But if you don't know, any Shrine Scepters, these are all for free. So I get all the reduced durations and extra mana for free. This might be better, this setup might be better with something else, but this is just what I chose. Defense, defense, offense and defense, defense. So we do about 33% of each element. So 70% more damage is, if that was divided by 3, because, it gets divided by a third. Math, I'm not going to pretend I know exactly, but I'm just saying, like, the damage buff cycling doesn't matter, because if I'm doing a third of each element, that element gets boosted by percentage. I'm assuming that I'm doing, because it innately does these types, and then adding the almost double damage as cold probably puts the cold higher, and unfortunately you can't tell, because for some reason when stuff's in hollow palm you can't tell. So I could probably unsocket it, but I'd have to do a lot of work, and you've already sat through too much. I haven't even socketed out Ancestral Cry. I'm not going to make you sit through that. I put Ancestral Cry on because it can consume endurance charges, and I was going to find a way to get the thing that said consumes endurance charges, does the same thing for life as consuming power charges does for mana, gives you percentage back just to get extra survivability, and I ended up not needing to. So I click this whenever it's available. Jagged Ground is actually, of course, another slow. Hopefully they're all multiplicative and everybody can just be not moving. Great. So Thunderous Leap is cool. I put on the 2 criticals with it, because when it crits, we get Blazing Critical, and then when it makes Shocking Ground, which is a 20% multiplier, and then we get a little bit of, we have no life per second. The life per second I had was a big nasty like 30 something roll on my res belt, and when I got rid of that, I got rid of life per second. So it's like, I'll just throw Holy Innocent on here. I always have a Tame Beast, because Haste Aura is elusive to me. My plan is to probably replace either one of the defensive layers, Elemental Conflicts, with a Haste pet, a Haste companion. If I can ever get a decent one, I'd love a Haste companion that could break armor. That'd be really dope. Have yet to find that. And I don't even know if it'd be better if I could get extra spirit somewhere, you know, maybe a Spirit Corrupt on the helmet. I could just add it maybe, but I think that at this point with 200 spirit, it being percentage based, I don't know that I could fit it without pulling something out. Alright. That's pretty much it. Long and short of it is that the main things is the spear, the charge generation, the tribal fury. You can get the tribal fury if you're rich. You could get it on the one of these jewels, but getting it as an anoint is way cheaper. And the other idea you could do. Oh, where's my heroic tragedy? Is it disabled? No, it doesn't look like it's disabled. Weird. Huh. Oh, it still says it. You could honestly probably miss something here and just path over. The other thing I was looking at is warrior split personalities are so cheap, so you could even just jut out here with split personality or jut out here with split personality. It may, in mercenaries cheap too, so it may be even worth just getting the mercenary and going straight up and then going over and then going over. I don't know, we'd have to POV it to figure it out, but needless to say, this is already longer than I anticipated. I wanted to give you a little bit of a brief overview. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. I would love a comment, like, subscribe, all the good stuff. Interact with the video. I'd like a lot of people to see this. It's a pretty budget setup for what it's able to do. So a lot of times when you're just in the map, so you see the explosion. A lot of times when you're doing the mapping, you're not even using ice wall. You're just, and I'm not even popping the explosions all the time, but popping the explosions, it's just fun. But when you see an elite, you can go, bam, you know, end them quick. But yeah, I'm absolutely, like, single target with just the spears kind of sucks, especially when it's not proccing. But yeah, this is a little tanky boy over here. Yeah, so now I have this, so actually wanted to do that while I was in here. And look and see, yeah, 4 attacks a second. That's something that was important to me. Yeah, there's only been one other time when you could do 12 rakes in a second, and they hotfix that stuff pretty quickly. So yeah, as you can see, I mean, I don't know, I'm gonna let this explode on me. Like, I'm in a T15 irradiated, multiple 4 mods, which isn't crazy, but I also hadn't been in a map in a while. I've been messing with an alt, and so I was just like, I made a lot of changes to my gear. I want to make sure that I don't start streaming live, walk in here and get absolutely obliterated and not have any revives. So it's just, it's so beautiful. It feels so good. So I'm just gonna kind of rush past everything and try to find this boss. Wait, is that him already? We can just kill a couple of those. No, that's not him. Okay, some lag. Obviously want this chest. No divines? Come on. Well. It just feels so good. Ooh, what do we got here? Energy shield, aura, volatile plagues, all damage, shocks. I'm actually gonna get you. Make sure I got him. I'm sorry, I'm taking a long time because I'm trying to. I'm so sketch about wisps. I really hope that I don't find my haste aura while I don't have a skill gem on me. Usually I even carry an extra skill gem. Oh, you guys are gonna give me luck and get me a divine right here, right? That's the plan. Oh, I'm looking for those for my friend. Sometimes I get in the habit of accidentally clicking that. What do we got here? I will take a greater chaos orb. Oh yeah, I have this and I can do this. Oh yeah, that's another thing. You can do your Thunderous Leap, can get the critical on it from the ice walls. So that's always cool. So yeah. Pretty... I honestly haven't played a build that I've had as much fun with. Something about a ranged melee build is just my favorite. Okay guys, calm down. Oh, I am a hoarder, by the way, so I'm just picking up things that probably don't matter. This can't be this way. This has got to be, like... This has got to be this way, over here, and I just ran past it, right? Here I said I was going to boss rush, and then I just get caught up mapping, because mapping is so fun with this build, because I feel so incredibly strong. I don't play meta builds. Like, I just don't. I never have, I don't ever intend to, and so when I come up with a build that is this strong, it just feels so nice. And I want you to feel this with me. Those are probably good mods. Come on. Is it gonna possibly be? Alright, this is too juicy to pack up. And kaboom goes the dynamite. What we got here? Oh my gosh, really? Can I do this? No, I can't. That's so stupid. I knew that guy was Tanky Boy and wasn't going to go down in one hit. But... what's that? Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, I have one of those in my armor. You could path to Mind Over Matter. The reduced or increased, not Mind Over Matter. You could. I messed with Eldritch Battery and with Mind Over Matter, and both were fine. They just did... oh, I actually got hurt. You see that? That's crazy. But I can pop one spear and watch that go up. What's happening? Why aren't you getting... oh, because it's not allowing my... you son of a gun. It's not allowing my ice walls to spawn in that tiny-ass little hallway. That's hilarious. Where the F? Oh, it's probably over there. We were almost there, right? Yep. Story of my life. it's just so beautiful. And bossing is pretty entertaining. Frozen and dead. Like, I mean, this is not, it's not juiced, but this isn't a schlup map. Like, I don't know, just proud of this. Just really freaking proud of this. So that is the build. I'm sure there's much more because I have felt like I have put a lot into this, but that is all the main things that I wanted to. What are you doing? You need to settle down. All the main things that I wanted to get to. Oh my goodness. It's gonna make it hard for me to get. I just want to get. I need to sell things because since I am a hoarder, I don't have room, and that's not gonna fit. Cool. I need the gold from selling this mall more than I need the chance shard from that. So I have like so little gold. I had millions of gold, and I respec a lot, and I do a lot of flips, and just because I don't do a ton of mapping, I am always theory crafting. And so anyway, plus also, come on, look how cool he looks. No MTXs, just freaking straight up baller. Kind of love it, right? Yeah. So, if you have any questions, leave a comment. If you don't have any questions, leave a comment. Like, subscribe, share with your friends that want to do cool builds that not everybody else is doing until everybody else is doing this, and then I make another one, and then do that one. Anyway, thanks for stopping by, and I will see y'all in the next one.